Hello, welcome to the Away Day Experience Show. Happy Thursday, Tom.
Happy Thursday, mate. You all right?
Very good, very good. Look, we've been doing these shows throughout the whole of the season, so if you're a fan of an EFL club, why not subscribe? Because we have already reviewed, or will be reviewing, your club as we go across the Championship, hopefully into the Premier League. Hopefully we won't be visiting you again for another season, but you never know. Look, and we've had some good away days and we've had some bad ones. We've got a tier list that ranks every single one, haven't we, mate?
It does indeed, mate. We go through a lot of different things to judge the away day, keep the bias at the door in terms of the football on the pitch.
Yeah.
As you'll see, it's nothing to do with how the result went, because this is all about the away day experience as a whole. So yeah, we go through them all, and as you say, there's we've done a lot now, so you can compare to how you did with other ones and give your opinions on if you've ever been to them. But we've still got a few to go, mate. So looking forward to that. And now it's time to judge Preston.
Congratulations to Blackpool, who got into the top tier list.
Preston won't want to hear that.
No, they won't. And look, that was our last video that we did. But I mean, it was a really good away day where the fans made such a noise inside the stadium. Also, the people were really friendly. The pubs were great. Everything about it was really good. It was a top tier, and this is our tier list at the moment, mate. And yeah, yes lads, decent. I mean, tell me what yes lads means. What does it mean if we put a club in there?
Yes lads that is everything you want from an away day.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the football, as we say. We did actually win both of them, but it was it would have happened even if we didn't get that late winner at Blackpool, because it's everything you want for a away day. It's the travel up there, what that experience is like before the game, what the vibe's like in, if you go to a pub, which we normally do, or whatever you do before the game, what the atmosphere's like, what it's how welcoming it is, etc., what the stadium's like as a whole, what the view's like when you're in there, what it's like in the concourse, what's the food and drink facilities like, all that good stuff, what you want from an away day. So yes lads is basically saying that ticked all the boxes for me. Really, really happy. Decent is you've just missed out. You've just really good, really happy, really content with what we had on the away day, but not quite ticking every box to just get into that top tier of yes lads. And then you've got so, which is just like, decent,
average,
decent average away day, but not enough to be above average. So it is basically average, like it says. And then now, mate, it's just didn't enjoy it. It's not horrific.
I mean, as you can see on screen, we've got Stoke in there, and we won that game, so it's nothing to do with the football. Nothing to do with the football.
No, we went up Stoke and we won 1-0, which was a really good win on the day, wasn't it? It was a really big win. Dom Solanke goal in the second half, so nothing to do with that at all. It's just what you get from it, and how much it's going. I mean, and we got to put into context. We're going off just these games, so some of them you think they might have done better if they were on a Saturday, but it was on a Tuesday night, and that's all we can go off. And Stoke was one of them, and then right at the bottom we've got Absolute Dog, which at the moment none are in, and I'm glad, because the Championship's a good league, and there's some really good places to go. So I always expected the bottom tiers to not be so filled, which is how it's worked out, but still a few games to go, mate.
That's right, and as Tom said, we cover loads of things. So pre-match experience, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, the stadium, concourse and facilities, food and drink, the view, and the home fan decibel level as well. And at some point during the video, we'll get the views from Rob Trent from Access Advisor as well, who takes a look at the accessibility. Is it any good? So, as we said, as we may have alluded to, this week we're doing, Tom, Preston North End.
What a game.
What a game that was.
At least we don't have to talk about the game now.
Yeah, we
don't. First time, I'm glad.
And look, they shaded the game. They probably deserved it. They took their chances. Fair play to them. But this ain't about the game. This is about everything else. So, pre-match experience, mate. It's not a bad run to Preston, really, given it's quite a trek. But we got there in good time, didn't we?
Yep. Quite a trek, as you say, but got there in good time. We stopped leisurely, kind of got there, and we're still there before midday, which was happy days. But pretty much there was quite a variety of places we thought we could maybe go, which in some aspects is really, really good. In other aspects means that you, as a way following, you might be spread out a little bit, and it means I'm not sure where we're going to go. We ended up going to, what was it called, the Moor
Park Social Club.
Went there, it alright. You got once we got in there, there's kind of pool table and that kind of good stuff. It was one of the places we were advised that we could go as away supporters. We got there and it was closed. There was actually another couple of fans in the car park as well, weren't there? That were just sat there waiting.
And we were about to pull off, and they were about to follow us.
Yeah, closed. We contacted them, or you contacted them beforehand just to make sure, which we do before, that it's absolutely fine for us to get there. Yeah, no problem. Get there, no worries whatsoever. As I say, turn up, all shut up, all locked. Looked on their site, their Facebook and stuff. Open now. Yeah. It's not. I'll give them a ring. No answer. Okay, we better head off then. Go to head off. Someone comes into the car park and frantically skids, parks. She works behind the bar. Yeah. Happy days, right? She'll open up for us. So that was, a bit annoying, but like I say, fortunately we managed to hang on for her to arrive and open up for us. But a little bit frustrating.
One thing she did say is that it was actually supposed to open at 12:30. So we were actually in there earlier than we should have been. Apparently. But I mean, on a match day, you're going to get fans from any time after 11:30, really, or even 11 o'clock in some cases. So, we had other choices. Look, a lot of AFC bought the AFCB Ultras, the hardcore, whatever you want to call them. They went to the Old Vic, which is a pub which we told you is 11 seconds from the station, but apparently you were advised it wasn't that, mate.
I was told by someone come up to me, tapped me on the shoulder and went 28 seconds. I went, sorry. They went, it was 28 seconds it took them. So obviously a little bit longer. I mean, I did think 11 seconds that is impressive.
Yeah, 11 seconds for Usain Bolt, but not fair.
But still very, very close. So a few went there. And then what was the other one? The White Hart that I think a few went to, which again, the barman that we kind of said, we were thinking about no, that's home fans. You won't be able to get in there. Well, it turns out all the away fans were in there. So not great for pre-match, mate.
It wasn't.
Pub was okay though, wasn't it?
Steve Hensman took a seat on the out. Look, it had two bowling greens outside, which looks like one of them looked like they'd been played on fairly recently. Like the other was very overgrown. We went outside. It was a nice day. Steve Hensman took a seat. He's not a heavy chap. But broke the bench, then the slat of wood came off, fell on your pint, that went everywhere. That wasn't great.
Looking back, I think that should have been the turning point of thinking, we might take a point here because this is not starting well. And even inside, it's what it is, but no, you couldn't watch the early games. No Sky.
They didn't have Sky. They didn't have BT or anything. They had Football Focus or whatever. If you wanted it on, they were playing like "Don't You Know, Bump It Up" or whatever it's called. That song, like it.
They were trying
early doors. It's like that. Yeah, it didn't really match the vibe, did it?
No, it didn't. It was okay. But a few things in there, as we mentioned, that make the pre-match experience not quite as good as the majority of others that we've had this season.
We know there are better places, but you know what? We can only judge on the places we went to. Maybe if we play Preston again in the Carabao Cup, then we would go to somewhere else. But there you go. Out of 10 then, Tom, what score's this going to get?
I'll try and be a little bit generous, actually, and go 5. I don't want it. It looks too low otherwise, and it wasn't a bad place to be in. It was fine, and I had a few drinks, and we were chatting away, and it was easy to get to the bar and all that stuff. So it wasn't horrific, but there's been a lot better. So I'm going to go 5. Right,
5 for Tom. Right, in terms of the stadium, it's been in use, Deepdale, since 1878, the longest. A continuous stretch of football for any association football club, and obviously it's been developed over that time. It's got now 4 stands that are fairly identical. I mean, one of them looks as though it hasn't had its executive boxes put in. At some point maybe they'll be wanting to do that, but the stadium itself is all right, isn't it? It's all right.
Yeah, quite like it. Yeah, it's decent on the ice. A nice stadium. I've been there before, and I've always quite liked the stadium. Not incredible, but it's a really good stadium for the Championship, I would say. It was. It is what it is. What I expected. I did enjoy the stadium as a whole. To be honest, like you say, there was a few places I think where the boxes put up. I don't know what's going on there, but nice stadium, mate.
Yeah, nice stadium. There's not that much to say about it.
No,
really,
that's what I'm saying.
Go on, out of 10.
Just go for a solid 7, mate. Nice stadium, solid 7.
Nice stadium. Okay, right, there you go. One thing I would probably want to comment on is the pitch quality. Pretty good in most places, but towards the near side there was a bit of muddiness, and that didn't look particularly good. But you know what? It didn't affect how we played, so we'll leave it at that. Look, Concourse and Facilities next that we're going to rate out of 10. And by the way, if you're adding these together and you're comparing these with other videos, and we rank it in a lower tier, yet the point score is higher than, it's nothing to do with that. It's just how we feel. Okay, Concourse and Facilities.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay, but I think, there's probably a lot of teams would take more. It was one of our lower away attendances for us, wasn't it?
Actually, I remember coming down at half time and chatting with you, and it did actually feel a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we were just all in the same spot or whatever. But you know, the actual concourse was a lot of area, but Bournemouth seemed to congregate in a particular place.
I think what's surprising is the majority. I'd probably say 90%, maybe 80%. When you go to games, they let you out. They kind of open the doors, and
you couldn't do that.
Couldn't do that. Yeah, so they let you out to kind of have a fag or just
whatever,
or just to give you a bit more room, to be honest. Yeah. And like you say, it was a nice day. If it was pouring, I'd go fair enough. No one to go out anyway. But it was a really nice day, and it gives you more room. Then you can kind of go out and have a drink outside and just kind of congregate outside. But for some reason, they said they're not allowed, so we weren't allowed outside, which was a little bit annoying. And yes, facilities congress, it was okay, but like I say, considering it was one of our lower away attendances, it did actually feel a little bit more crowded than a lot of places. So yeah, not fantastic.
No. Okay. At this point, what we want to do is talk about Rob Trent's experience. So. Click the card at the top of the screen to go to Access Advisor. He's in a power chair, and look, through Riverside Travel, the coach is parked very near to the entrance, so he had step-free access to be able to get where he needed to be. One thing he did say was that the stewards were very helpful. The day, actually, on the Saturday, was Access and Inclusion Day at Preston, which he thought would be quite interesting. But yeah, he said there's pitch level viewing for disabled away supporters. He was right in front of the Bournemouth fans, which was a plus. He does say he loves the gorgeous floodlights, but alas, he is digressing somewhat. In terms of the facilities, he said it was a poorly sized accessible toilet, not good enough, needs to be bigger. He said there was also no access to the concourse for wheelchair users as well, which isn't particularly good. And he goes on to say that the staff helpfulness, whilst very helpful at the start, during the game weren't so brilliant. And as you can see from the video, the view being obscured, it's basically staff sat in front of him doing their photos and laptops and stuff like that. That's just common sense. Common sense. When when you've got people that have got accessibility issues, just get out of that way. Let them enjoy the game. The actual stadium was spacious enough for them to be elsewhere, but
not great. It's a bit like you say, it's it's a little bit frustrating for him. Doesn't sound ideal. And I'm not expecting luxury in toilets, but when he said that there, I thought actually I remember going to the toilet at Preston. It was pretty rank. It wasn't great, but not ideal. I'm sure he's had better, as have I.
So out of 10, what we do with this, mate?
5.
Yeah,
go for a 5.
I was tempted to even put it at 4. But
yeah, I was a little bit. I'm just good. Yeah, I'm probably, like I say, trying to be a little bit generous there. I'm just going to give it a 5. Not ideal, but I'm just thinking of a few that are maybe a little bit more crowded, a little bit more. It wasn't too bad, so I'm just going to go for a 5.
All right then. Food and drink then, mate. I gather you might have had a half-time beverage. Was it any good? Draft lager, they had a big range, Moretti.
No. I had a Foster's from a can.
Sorry?
Foster's from a can, which. Get back here, all right? Enjoy your Amstel.
Foster's from a can. Foster's from a can.
It's not the worst. That's not the worst of it. It's not the worst of it, right?
What?
So I get down there 38 minutes. If you've watched the show before, 38 minutes always.
Yeah.
And get down there, and they're trying to, which I always appreciate. They're trying to get a few loaded into the, because they know that people are going to come out.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're getting the Foster's out of the fridge, and they're pouring, and they're going up to them. And they're just getting all the, and they're going, and just going, right? And they've done about 3, and the Bournemouth fans gone, do you want to tilt it? And then that won't happen. They go, oh yeah. I mean, anyone knows that, surely. But yeah, so that was weird. And listen, I'm not going to be like I'm not going to act like some sort of connoisseur. I don't care about the Fosters at half time. Really, I get it. But yeah, it was bad, really. And in terms of food, I actually thought, I fancy something.
Yeah.
And Tiggs, who we went with, got a burger, and I looked at his burger and I went, I ain't having that. Awful. And he said it was rank. I thought, I ain't having that then. And then I looked at Lucy. I think Lucy had a hot dog, and she went, nah, and I went, I don't want that either. So I thought, I'll have a steak pie. Okay, but it wasn't even the best steak pie, mate. So yeah, I'm a burger man, but I tell you what, they looked horrendous. And Tiggs, he's not here now to give his view, but trust me, he said to me, not up to scratch.
I had a pie, I had a meat and potato pie. Not sure what meat it was. The pie was all right. Steve had a steak and something pie, steak and ale, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the same as me.
Yeah, it was all right. He said, Adam, look, he's a slow eater, right? But he would be done by like 10 minutes into the second half. He still had like a third of his hot dog by full time. He got it on 38 minutes.
Well, I think he said, well, I'm not.
It's just bread and dry and horrible.
But you kind of might as well just sit through because it's cold already.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think that's why I heard it. It wasn't hot.
Yeah, it wasn't hot. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, not ideal for the old. Because normally I always think food and drink are pretty standard at every away game, but this one was actually probably the poorest.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Got to go below average then, haven't I?
Yeah,
I'm going to go 4. I'll go 4.
4. Okay. I mean, we can rescue this with the view, maybe, because the view was all right.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, most grounds, I'd be interested to look back. I think most grounds have had a decent view, but there are some with obscurities and pillars and all that stuff. I was quite happy with the view. I've been there before, and I was always happy with the view. So yeah, can't argue with the view, mate. It was decent. It was all right.
Going behind the goal.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah, quite nice. And you could go as high as you wanted. You could go to the back of the stand. You could go to the very front as well.
We could sit where we wanted, couldn't we? Because we took about less than that. I think it allocates nearly 2,000, doesn't it? And we took about 700 or something. So yeah, it was fine.
So yeah, at the front you could go to the very front at the end of the game if you want, and hold your sign out saying, "Can I have this shirt?"
My number one playing, so I didn't bother.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because these are grown men. Doing signs and handing it to their kids, but the shirt's not for the kid.
Does that mean I can get away with it because I'm not a grown man?
Right.
No, I know what you mean. It's but yeah, it's nice that you've got. I remember, was it Luton that you had that kind of we could sit where we want, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah. There was enough seats to cover it.
But this time it was fine and it was organised fine. There was no problems and stewards all seemed fine. They kind of like, go you want. Let us know of any problems.
You could probably downgrade it based on the fact that originally it was allocated seating. We had all our numbers sorted, and then all of a sudden they said actually it's now on it, which was fine because there was enough seats. But if you're ending up in a situation like Luton, it could have been a nightmare. Yeah, because that you couldn't sit next to your friends because you couldn't.
True.
It was so crowded, but they changed it fairly last minute on that, which wasn't particularly great. No. So.
I get that though, because they thought, oh, actually they haven't sold as many tickets as maybe we anticipated, but so they adapted to it. But yeah, I'm gonna go 7.
7. Okay, right. This is going to be interesting how it shapes up. Home fan loudness. I've got to say that when we went to their rivals, Blackpool fans were absolutely brilliant throughout. And
Preston are going to be watching this.
Yeah, I know. They're Blackpool, and Preston. They beat us, whereas Blackpool lost to us. But Blackpool fans were louder.
Not by a long way.
Throughout. And, look, I've got to say, as one of our sort of away performances in terms of fan base, it was awful as well. Us as away fans. Yeah. I can remember a couple of chants. Jamal Lowe, Super Scotty Parker was sang once, but that, like every week, we're singing that less and less. Understandably so. Can't really remember much else. David Brooks chant.
Yep.
Maybe a Nonny chant at one point at the start,
but it was like you say, it was a bad chant.
The James Ward-Prowse chant,
get rid of it
in the bin. Honestly, it's
got to go, mate. It's got to go. But I think people are starting to voice the fact that it's a load of crap now. Let's get rid of it, which is nice. But yeah, like you say, and I always make this kind of point when we talk about this. We're not saying we're better because. I go, I've season ticket holder, we go to their home games, and we're not an amazing home fan. If we were talking about ours, we'd be down there probably. So yeah, I'm not arguing that point, but we're going, we're comparing to other teams, and we're going off what it was on the day, and the fact they won the game as well. I thought they were really quiet. Didn't think they sang much at all.
based on the fact that they've switched things around, I presume, because I thought that the main noise would be coming from the stand opposite, because that's where they always sit, but they seem to be more vocal in the same stand that we were at on the right hand side, but those people aren't there all the time, so I don't know what.
Yeah, no, I thought so, but I actually felt the vocalness from probably both sets of supporters was more on just kind of like bantering each other and kind of, oh, you're not singing anymore, and I sit, and they were just everyone just kind of goading each other, which is all part of it, which is good fun, but I didn't hear them kind of really the songs to kind of like bring on their team and be all, it was quite disappointing. I always like it if the home fans are really good. So that was below par, mate.
Yeah, below par. What's your score out of 10?
4.
Okay. I've got to say, one of the things that summed up the day, but also was annoying, that I nearly tripped up on horse shit outside the ground when leaving the fucking stadium, mate. Like, honestly, they're big mounds of it on the pavement. I mean, they've got a poo, of course they have.
Of course. I mean, the performance might have been horse shit, but it doesn't mean you have to trip over it on the way out, does it? Jesus. I remember seeing that. Yeah, it was, not ideal, mate, not ideal, and that probably, you break a chair and spill a pint before the game, and you nearly walk into horse shit on the end of it, and that probably sums up the away day as a whole, unfortunately.
All right, mate, tier list time. Here we go. Here's the list. I'm fearful. For Preston. Go on.
I feel absolutely horrible. I don't like doing it. I quite don't mind Preston. I'm really coming in like trying not to dig a hole here. I really like Preston as a football club.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, great club.
Great club.
Great supporters, friendly staff.
Yep.
Great, deserved victory.
Double on us, only team to do a double on us, which makes it look even more bitter, but it's nothing to do with that at all. They were a better team, they deserved to win. Really good football team, absolute dog for away day. It's going in, mate, it's going in. They might, I'm hoping they'll be the only ones in there. I mean, they won't, but I've got to compare it with every game and what I expect. You see that there. I didn't mind the stadium and the view, but apart from that, everything was below par. I can't do anything else, mate, I really can't, and it hurts me to do it, but part of it, mate. Part of it, got to do it. I looked at the two in Narmate, which is Middlesbrough and Stoke,
yeah.
And I looked at them two, and I thought, when I look at key things, I remember Middlesbrough really loud as home support, and I looked at them all and go, it's quite comfortably worse for an away day than them two. So it wouldn't be fair to put them with them. So first team. Into absolute dog. Sorry, Preston. Tell me I'm bitter. It's fine.
Nothing to do with you being on both
side.
Isn't. Nothing to do with the football.
And if we hadn't conceded at the end and drew 1-1, I almost wish we did now, more so that I can go, we didn't even lose and it's absolute dog. So yeah, it looks worse. But no, it's got to be, mate. It's worse than the two in now, mate. And it was in terms of a whole away day experience, regardless of the result, it was my worst away day.
And you know what? As soon as we left Preston, it all got better. At Warwick Services turned up. The screens weren't working for the self-service for bloody Burger King. Lucy spills a bloody full Coke everywhere, Pepsi, whatever, on the floor.
One of them days.
Disaster. It was one of those disastrous days. As Steve Hensman said, make this day end. Yeah. Make it end.
I hope we get to go back. I hope we go back to, like you mentioned earlier. Hopefully we're going to go promoted. Yeah. But hopefully we get them in the cup. We go back to Preston and we can kind of do a little show and kind of go, oh, it was better this time. I really hope we do, because I've got nothing against Preston whatsoever, mate. But I mean, we've just put Blackpool in the top as well. They're going to be fuming with us. I'm sorry, Preston. I'm sorry. Thanks for Ben Pearson as well.
Yeah. Thank you for Ben Pearson. Right, there you go. That is the tier list. Plenty more on the way. We've got some away trips that we're going to be intrigued. We don't know what we're going to expect, but hopefully they're going to be good ones. If you like this content, if you don't, I know what you're going to press for Preston fans.
Sorry,
and you're probably not going to want to subscribe. But if you fancy being charitable, press the subscribe button, because there's going to be more content on the way, some of which you might find interesting. Some of the games you might be travelling to away soon as well. So anyway, Tom, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. And also, Preston fans, if you are watching, you want to have a little comment, maybe say to us, did we go to the wrong place before the game? Is there better options? Because that might be on us. It might be on us. You might say, oh, you should have gone there and we didn't really know about it. So let us know, honestly. It's and equally say if our place was absolutely dog as well, mate. You got the 6 points, you've got the victory overall, you've won the war. We got a little battle to put you an absolute dog, but no, got a few long trips and a few more away days to go, mate. I think Huddersfield's the next one.
Yeah, Huddersfield's next one.
So look forward to that one, and never know, Preston. Keep watching, because see if anyone joins you.
Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Cheers, though. Up a cheers.